Well, hello, and welcome to the In a Flash, The Years Go By podcast, where the Vernon, Texas High School class of 1982 alumni come home to tell the stories that shaped us long after we left the halls of VHS. I'm Ray Gerald, and every episode I have the privilege of visiting with a fellow Vernon Lion to revisit our high school days in Big V and share moments, memories, and milestones that carried us from our Vernon roots to wherever life took us next. These are the real-life journeys of classmates that walked the same halls, cheered under the same Friday night lights, roamed the Lion's Den floor, dragged Wilbarger Street, and watched the same Vernon, Texas sky light up. Our stories always begin in Vernon. Go, Lions! Hey there, class of 82, and those other interested parties who are watching this and or listening. Today I have the privilege of talking with someone who epitomized the pride of Vernon High School, as she was the mascot of Vernon High School our senior year, and other things, as well as I think Valentine Queen, and she was on the homecoming Queen Court, and so just a variety of things. Drill team, I think. So you had a lot of going on. So anyway, I welcome you, Starlyn Thomas Barrow. Hey, Starlyn, how are you?
Hey Ray, I am doing great. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you. I've always called you Starlyn, but you go by Star too, yeah?
You know what? It's amazing how you can mess up Starlyn. It just sounds so normal to me, but yeah, I ended up going by Star because it was just easier. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So
Uh,
whichever. If you call me Starlyn, I know you really know me more than anyway.
okay. And so how did your parents come to name you Starlyn? That's a pretty unique name.
It is. My great grandmother's last name was Star. And so all of my cousins in my generation got Star, some variation of the name Star.
Yeah?
Angel Star, Starla, Starlyn. Anyway, yeah. So it was a
Okay.
family name. And
Nice.
I've passed it down. My daughter is Brianna Star, and then two of my granddaughters have Star as middle names. So it's
Yeah,
sweet.
that's a good tradition.
Yeah.
All right. And, well, how does one mess up Starlyn? I don't.
Just wherever the accent is. Starland,
Oh.
just silliness.
Uh,
Starlene, several Starlenes. We had
okay.
a traffic controller here air traffic reporter here, and
Okay.
her name was Starlene, and I got Starlene a lot after that. So anyway,
All right. And
yeah.
and where's here? Where's here for you?
Here's Fort Worth, North Richland Hills. We
Okay.
used to live fairly close to each other, right off Roof Snow. I remember, I think the last time I saw you was at a grocery store on Roof Snow, like Albertsons or Kroger. I don't know, maybe
Yeah,
not.
I wasn't the last time. I was one of the first times after high school, years after high school, and
Yeah,
I believe you had your two little girls with you.
probably
They were
so.
tiny, like 2 and 3,
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
ran into each other and I said, "What are you doing?" And so, do you still live in the same area, same
I
house?
have been here 34 years. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I used to. So I'm gonna tell a story. My wife will get upset at this, but that's okay.
Catherine,
Yeah,
yes, I want to
yeah.
hear.
We used to go to church down Roof Snow, south of where you live,
Okay,
in a little Presbyterian church down the way, about maybe a half a mile or mile or
okay.
whatever, on Roof Snow. And I think maybe okay. So we went there from 91 till 2001, so for 10 years, and
Wow,
and
okay.
occasionally before we moved to another church. And
Yeah.
so at some point, I think maybe 3 times ever. I'd say, I point down, we pass whatever the road past 820 was, whatever the
Yes.
road you live off of near. I
Yeah.
say, oh, Starlin Thomas lives down there.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
Why
about
didn't you ever come by, Ray?
I don't know. I don't know. Well, maybe because of this story. So my wife, at some point, maybe like after 10 years, 15 years, she goes, I just happened to mention, you lived down there. She goes, yeah, why do you always mention that? That Starlin Thomas lives down there. Like, I said, first of all, I don't always mention that. I just happen to know that she lived. I've said it like a handful of times, but she seems to remember that. Anyway, so when she watches this, she'll get a kick out of that. But
That's
anyway,
funny.
yeah. All right. So, were you from Vernon, born and raised?
You know what? I am. My mom was from Vernon. My dad was from Vernon. They
Grew
we're
up there. Yeah.
childhood friends, sweetheart. He locked her in a chicken coop when she was little. Like my family's lived there for years. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. All right. So, and what was it like for you growing up in Big V?
You know what, Ray? I didn't know any difference, but I thought it was utopia. Like even looking back, everybody knowing everybody. I love that we knew a lot of people's parents and just generations, like old people at church were just as involved. I just thought growing up there was the best. When I was a little kid, like the whole town went to Friday night football games. I couldn't understand that. When my kids were in high school, I mean, we live in, North Richland Hills. We're at 6A high school. We had more people at our football games in Vernon,
Yeah.
13,000 people because the whole town just, I don't know. It was a great place to grow up
Yeah,
for
it
sure.
was. And coming in there at the beginning of my freshman year,
Yeah.
you and I think Jenny, Elliot were probably some of the first people I met girls on the girls' side anyway.
Yeah.
I think we met at a probably a speech tournament or something, and you were really
Hey,
nice
Ray,
and
we
sweet.
loved you from the very beginning. You just fit right in. Who would have
Yes,
known you weren't from there and been there the whole time?
I don't know. It was good. It was good. Anyway, I just remember that you guys were pretty welcoming group. It was fun.
That's
Um,
good to hear because a lot of times I feel like, when you've been there forever, people can be cliquey. And
yeah,
so that's good to hear.
yeah, yeah. It may have been like yeah, it maybe took a little while before I met some of the other guys
Yeah.
that I met some guys. I remember Steve Sprayberry was real
Yeah,
friendly, and we had
he
lunches.
was.
I knew Skeeter and King, who
Yeah.
recently passed. They were friendly guys to me. And
Okay, I
so
didn't know King passed away.
yeah, he just passed
Oh.
a couple weeks ago. Uh, so
Mhm.
anyway, but it was good to just come into a group that was welcoming. And
Yeah,
it's hard to, when you come from a different state. Uh,
right.
so well, what was it like, going to, you've grown up with these folks,
Yeah.
and I assume you went to intermediate and Shive, and I don't know if it's Hawkins, whatever the schools that were
Hawkins,
that I
that's
didn't get a chance to.
right.
What was that
Yeah.
like with who were some of your friends back in those earlier days before high
You
school?
know, you know what? I was in first grade with Jenny Elliott. We were in the same class, Miss Harris's class, and her dad was the principal. And I loved Jenny. I loved that she had two little brothers. I was the baby in my family and had two older brothers, and it was so sweet to be with them. So we were fast friends. We were fast friends. I remember her dad. He was very into track. And Jenny and I were both pretty fast for 6-year-old girls, I guess. And he would time us. Like we would be out there running and he would give us the on your mark, get set, and then he would click his stopwatch. And I like that memory just stays in my just sweet
Huh.
thing that he would take time to do that. But like that's what I mean, like families,
Yeah.
My other best friend in first grade was Amy Marshall, and she moved in eighth grade.
Okay.
But her dad was the preacher at my church. And so we were friends forever, wrote letters back and forth. And then we were roommates for 2 years in college. So
Really? Wow.
he was a forever friend from elementary. Nancy Davis was as well. Nancy lived there, I think, through fourth grade.
Yeah.
And then she moved away and we wrote letters. Like I found them.
Hmm.
My mom moved here several years ago and found like a whole stack of letters that Nancy had written when she had moved away. And then she ended up coming back. So it was really
Really?
sweet.
Wow.
So I feel like, Kelly Burns, Angie Color, I was friends with all of them in elementary. And then, yeah,
That's great. Yeah, it's amazing that at such a young age, writing letters. I know we didn't have social media, but writing letters, that's kind of a big deal. And putting a stamp on it and sending it to people and getting that
yeah,
back, it's,
yeah.
uh, it's I feel like it's almost unheard of it for young
You know
kids.
what? You're right. You're very right.
Yeah,
Kind of sad, but true.
yeah. One, I shared this with I think with Linda Fox that your mom was one of for some reason I had connections with moms. Your mom was always so
Because
sweet
they
to me.
recognize a really good guy. That's why,
Yeah,
Ray.
oh, is that it? Well, anyway, your mom was always sweet. She came in United and was made a kind of I don't want to say a big deal, but was very grand in her
Yes.
gestures with
Yeah.
being welcoming, saying hello. And I just thought it
Yeah.
was always very sweet, very nice of her.
She
All right.
is. She's still sweet. She's
Yeah,
91 and she lives with
91.
me.
All right.
So,
Well,
yeah,
tell her I said hello.
I will do it. I
All right.
will.
And so when you move into well, for about junior high, what was intermediate like? That can be awkward for kids in middle school.
Um, you know what? I I thought it was great. It was great. So it was fifth through eighth grade. So you
Yeah.
feel so big. Like my brother was an eighth grader when I was a fifth grader, and so like I knew a ton of his friends,
Hmm.
and so I just thought it was so fun. The teachers were great. I had Pat Mintz for art, and she crocheted me a toboggan. And anyway, just like the
Wow.
teachers were so good. I
Yeah.
remember Nancy Davis and Jenny Elliott, Kelly Burns, Susan Spears, and I all had this coach in middle school, Coach Bingham. We all had a huge crush on him. He was really cute. And his wife got pregnant. And so we threw him a baby shower. And anyway, just it was, it was just like everybody was family.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was good. I
Good.
remember running for student council in middle school, and you had to get up in the gym on a microphone and give a speech. Like you put posters up everywhere, like it was a
Yeah.
really big deal in middle school,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, it was scary, but
Good.
that was fun.
That's good. And did you grow up in the house that you lived off of Hillcrest or is that
Maple
Hillcrest?
Street.
Maple
I
Street? Yeah.
did. And I
Yeah.
guess that's why it's not so weird for me to be in the same place for so long because my parents lived there until 89. So we were well out of college before my
Yeah.
parents moved out to the country
Wow.
club, built a house out there, and my brother and his wife bought the house on Maple Street. Then they're still
Yeah.
there. So just
Wow.
strong ties to that
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
My best
Okay.
friend, Sherry Brock, was next door. Sherry Hughes, Ken
Yeah.
Brock's older sister. She was my
Right.
matron of honor in my wedding, and I
Okay.
hers. And anyway, just small town utopia that
Yeah.
describes Vernon for me.
That's
So
great. That's great.
yeah.
All right, let's move into the high school years. What was that transition like for you moving into high school? Same? Easy?
Um, it was scary, going to high school, but so fun. So fun. I remember it was the first time, like my dad had always dropped me off at school on his way to work. And so for the first time, I was getting a ride in the car with my brother and was
Uh,
so excited about that. You just
yeah.
feel so big when you're in a car with a kid. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
anyway, that
All
was
right.
fun.
Great. And so what were some of the activities you were involved in?
In high school, track and tennis my freshman year, and then you had to choose after that. And so I went with tennis, and I
Okay.
was in tennis, I was in drill team, uh, got to be a squad leader one year with Miss Rader and Kayla Johnson and Linda Fox and Jenny. Anyway, just Carrie Smoker. It was so fun. Just a
Yeah.
big group all doing the same thing. We went to camp at Tarleton. I mean,
Okay.
being on a college campus, like we thought that was the coolest ever. We
Yeah.
won the spirit stick. We were learning all the dances. We would come back to teach the rest of the drill team and perform at halftime. So that was
Okay.
so fun. And let's see, I would do softball in the summertime, mascot my senior year. And so,
Yeah. All
yeah,
right.
lots
How did how are you guys awarded the Spirit Stick from those camps? What did you have to
from the camps.
yeah, what did that
Probably
mean?
being really loud and excited and I don't know, the way we performed, I guess. It's been
Okay.
a long time,
All
but
right. All right. Good. All right. So tell me about the mascot. So you were in drill team, I assume sophomore, junior year?
Sophomore, junior year, yes.
Okay.
And so I had always wanted to be a cheerleader. And so I had tried out, I think my freshman year and didn't make it and got in drill team and loved that. But there was a girl, her name was Lisa Lambert, and she was mascot when I was a little kid.
Mhm.
And she was so interactive with all the little kids, and I was like, oh, I really want to do that. And so tried out when I was a junior to be mascot for senior year. And that was just so fun. Shelley Robertson's sister was also mascot in the, in
Previous years.
previous years, and just they made it look so fun. You got to do everything that we went to camp at TCU,
Okay.
stayed in the dorms there, did everything they did, but you got to choose your own uniform. And, if you got tired or whatever, you could just put the line head on and
Yeah.
kind of chill for a while.
Yeah.
And just, yeah, it was really
Okay.
fun.
Good. And so, did you have to try like a cheerleader and do the jumps or the kicks and all that stuff, or do you have to
For
write
tryout,
something?
I
Yeah.
mean, when I was mascot, we did all the cheers, we did the
Okay.
jumps, got to lead the guys out on Friday night. So fun.
Yeah.
But honestly, I can't remember about tryouts. I
Okay.
think it may have just been an election.
Okay.
Like,
Election for the mascot?
I think
Huh.
so.
Election of the whole student body or of
I,
the cheerleader group or
Ray,
what?
you know what? It's been like 40 years
Yeah.
ago. I really don't
Yeah. Yeah. That's been a long time. Over 45 years ago. Yeah. Okay.
remember.
And so I was reading today, in my crackpot of investigator team that I have here with me, we were looking at some of the yearbooks. And so in our yearbook and looking at for the activities and stuff, there's cheerleaders, and it talks about you being the first mascot to wear the more appropriate lion headgear. And so I looked at the other ones, and they had this. I don't know if it was Dana Davenport, maybe it was the previous year or something, but the mascot head looked like either a paper mache, kind of like a scary
Oh,
looking lion.
yes, I do remember that. And then when I did it, it was more like a stuffed animal head. So it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
soft
yeah,
and pliable and very comfortable. But honestly, I didn't wear it that often because it was really hot. Like
yeah,
football, we were usually done by October, first of November,
yeah,
and it never got too cold before then. So
yeah,
unless it was chilly or,
yeah.
I was talking to little kids, I usually didn't have it on. So
Okay. Is that when so you would go like in the stand, or like being on the track, and kids would come up
yeah.
to you and that kind of
Oh, the
stuff?
little kids, you were just a magnet, you
Yeah,
know how it is. So
yeah. All
yeah,
right.
that was really fun.
Very good. All right. So, who had the biggest impact on you in high school?
In high school, who had the biggest impact on me? Hmm. Probably a youth minister that we had at our church. His name was Gary Gary Richardson. And he was the first youth minister. We had had several youth ministers, but he was the first one that took us on a mission trip.
Hmm.
And that was really impactful for me. We had gone on ski trips and things to really have fun. But
Mhm.
this was the first time that we had gone on a mission trip to go and serve other people. Do you remember Lynn Johnson and
Mhm.
Kayla Johnson and
Yeah,
Kirby Johnson,
yeah.
Jimmy Orr, Donna Holland? So we went to this Indian reservation in Arizona and just saw how other people lived and realized how blessed we were. Like, you know, you don't think growing up in Vernon, Texas, how blessed you are, but oh my
Yeah.
goodness, like it really gave me perspective that I had never had before. So that was impactful. It had lots of great teachers and I think
Hmm.
your friends are a big impact on you at that age and could not have asked for sweeter friends to grow up with. So,
Hmm. Okay. What were some of the teachers that had the biggest impact on you?
um, I loved Cleta Holt. She was my
Yep.
math teacher, and she was the FTA sponsor, Future
Oh,
Teachers of
yeah.
America. And I had danced when I was a little girl with Jana, her daughter. So I already knew her a little bit. Her husband, Earl, was uh, a preacher and I don't know, he seems like he did a lot of stuff. He was in the school district as well, but
Right.
just a sweet, precious family. Like I would go to her room after school sometimes, and she was
Hmm.
just always very sweet and kind. Loved her. Mr. Hunter was my physical science teacher,
Yeah.
and he ended up living down the street from me on Maple. And I knew him a little, when you know him in a little different way. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
Daryl Wall was my geometry teacher.
Yeah.
I was when I think about how I was in high school, I'm embarrassed, number one. But he was so kind, and so he was very soft spoken. And I mean, you get a bunch of girls that, anyway, we were not your A+ students in there. I mean, we made good grades, but we were not. Maybe I should say our citizenship was not what it should have been.
Okay.
Anyway, I've known him since then and have apologized to him. I remember, was it Jay or Joe? Oh, it was Jay saying how many people he's apologized to. I've done the same thing to several
Oh
teachers
yeah.
that I had. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry we
All
acted
right.
that way. So,
When you talk about being embarrassed, is that because of the way you acted? Is that what you're referencing?
yes, just silly and not like I remember, I don't know, we were supposed to do something about a Power Square. It was like Pi Day or something. I just like made cookies and said, this is a chocolate chip pie, or, just that is so smarty pants. And that's like embarrassing to me to think about that that's how I was. But
Okay.
anyways,
Did you have a streak of smarty pants in you when you were younger?
my word, middle school was worse. Mr. Doyle, our eighth grade
Okay.
math teacher,
All right.
Jimmy, or he was an army guy. And the first thing he said was, I don't believe in disciplining girls. Well, I mean, that's all you had to say to me, Nancy Davis, Jenny Elliott, Kelly Byrne. I mean, we were all in there together, and
Mhm.
it was it was
It was
mayhem.
on.
It was mayhem.
Were you the
Literally
ringleader?
everything I learned, Jimmy Orr taught me that year. So yeah, I definitely had an honorary streak. So
I think Nancy may have shared this, maybe just in talking with her about Jimmy had to teach because
oh,
Jimmy was the
totally.
teacher. Jimmy Orr. Wow. Okay.
He
Good.
did. And honestly, I don't think he stayed after that year. And I mean, you just feel bad about that. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's awful. So
Well, maybe he's
anyway,
getting some got some grace from some of that. Let's hope.
yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right. All right. So when you were what was it like, being named to the homecoming court, the Valentine Queen court? What was that like for you, if anything?
I mean, it was an honor, anytime people think you're nice, that's a good thing. So yeah, it was fun. Got to do it with lots of friends. And
Yeah.
so yeah, it was
All right.
fun. It
All
was
right.
sweet.
So when you weren't at school, what were you doing on in your spare time? Did you have a part-time job or what were your
You
activities?
know what? My dad was the manager of a co-op, a telephone co-op, Santa
Hmm.
Rosa. And so when I was 12, my brother was 14, we started cleaning his office. So from the time I was 12, really, from the time I was 12 till now, I have had a job. I mean, still have a job, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was really good. We did it on Wednesdays, and we did it sometime during the weekend was the the big thorough deep clean. On Wednesdays, we kind of just cleaned ashtrays, which was the reason I would never smoke because, cleaning out
Huh.
ashtrays. They did that back then,
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
office. Gross.
yeah,
But um,
yeah.
anyway, just clean the ashtrays and empty the trash kind of during the week. But then on the weekends, we would have to dust and vacuum and clean toilets. And it was kind of a character building job,
Yeah,
it was good
yeah.
for us.
I can
So,
imagine. Yeah, that's good.
yeah.
Was that your only job?
It was in junior high. And then when I got to high school, I had taught swimming lessons since I was I think I started at the city pool when I was 15.
Okay.
Um, and I remember it being so cold. And anyway, swimming lessons is something I did for many years. Even after I got here to Fort Worth, I was still teaching swimming lessons. My
Mhm.
daughters kind of took it over. And so it's fun to have a yard full of little kids that are waiting to learn how to swim, backyard lessons. So I was a lifeguard and did swimming lessons, I
Okay.
think until I was a sophomore or junior. And then I started to work at the Herring Bank in the summers and did
Okay.
that, I think through junior year in college. So
Okay.
yeah.
And what did you do at the Herring Bank?
At the bank, honestly, I was on a computer. It was just like data entry, like,
Okay.
get the checks and go. And so, yeah, not
Okay.
much, but the people there were so nice. Uh, you remember Brenda Hildebrand? Her older
Hmm.
sister was there. Deborah, I worked with
Okay.
her. And this lady, oh, what was her name? Frances Pierce was there, and she was precious. And Curtis Johnson was the president of the
Yeah.
bank. Yeah, it was fun to know people. I remember buying my first car, my first new car. Uh,
Yeah.
and I remember calling Mr. Johnson. This is small town. Calling Mr. Johnson and saying, I found a car. Okay, we'll work it all out. We'll figure out the payments. I wrote a check for a car, for an entire
Yeah.
new car.
Wow.
I didn't have the money to do that, but he trusted me. He knew my family.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Good for
anyway, I
it.
bought two cars with checks. So,
Wow,
yeah,
that's pretty impressive. All right,
yeah,
very good. And so what were when you were in on drill team and
yeah.
or cheerleaders, when you were on the cheerleading squad as the mascot, did you ride the bus to away games with the drill team
Yes.
or what? Yeah. Uh,
Uh,
or how
I
did you
think,
guys get there?
Ray, have you not asked anybody else this question? I don't know.
I haven't had any cheerleaders
I
yet.
know we rode the bus.
Okay. All
Seems
right.
like we rode us. It seems like we had our own bus
Okay.
because
You had a short
do
bus?
you remember the drill team was huge? Like
Yeah, I
we
know.
had
Yeah.
nearly 100 people. It was so
It's
like
big.
it's kind of sad. I've been to games, more recently, and they're like, I
Not
don't
very
know,
many.
20 people. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh man.
And there seems
So,
to be a lot of cheerleaders and or spirit squad or whatever there seems to be a lot of those folks and not very many
oh yeah,
it seems like anyway of the games I've been to and it's been a
yeah.
couple year or two
Maybe
whatever.
so.
Um,
I'm
all
sorry,
right.
I don't remember. I do remember bus rides. Yeah, I remember more the bus rides from tennis trips,
Tennis
but
trips, yeah.
I remember going to games and I remember the cheerleaders there. Yeah,
Okay. Did in tennis you played for all 4 years tennis?
I did. I
Yeah.
played doubles mostly. I played with Susan Spears. I played with Julie Baker, Jill Duncan, but Jill Duncan was probably our best player, and she ended
Yeah.
up playing singles. In our senior year, we had Beverly Triana and Jill and Lance Drake and Charles Hildebrand. And we won. We did team tennis. We did great.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, anyway, it was really fun. We had a lady named Coach Knight. Karen Knight was
Very
our
nice. Yeah.
tennis coach our freshman year, and she was great. Everybody loved her. Fun to travel with. You get to go stay in hotels and we all went to this camp called Nuke's Tennis Ranch down in New Braunfels, and that was so fun. But and then we got this guy, she left, went to some junior college, and we got this guy named Harvey Ward.
This
And
word, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, good. And so I don't know who it was. Somebody said something about tennis trips being, hey, whoever's on that tennis team, those are some pretty good trips. I don't know what that means, but are there anything that you can share about those trips? Were
you
they
know,
rambunctious
I
or
mean,
something? Or
staying in a hotel, like I can't imagine letting my daughters go out of town like one tennis coach that was a man.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
But I remember, getting to go to a convenience store that was right next to the hotel or whatever.
hmm
I mean, these are Vernon girls. You're excited to sneak out and go to a convenience store. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
anyway,
Wow.
it was
Okay.
always fun. Yeah, it was a good group of kids, so it was
Yeah.
fun. My
And what
brother
was
was
it?
also on the team my freshman
Oh,
year when he was
yeah.
a senior, and that was a great group of people his age. So that was
Yeah.
really fun.
What was the other sport you said you played? You had to pick, you had to choose?
Oh, I loved track.
Track,
Yeah,
track. What did
I
you run in
always loved to
track?
run track, but I don't know why they let us do that our freshman year, or maybe we were just in off season for something. But I remember running and going to the track, and then yeah,
What did you
and the guys that
what
were older than us working out for track made me want to be in track.
yeah.
But
What
yeah,
events did you run or
I
try to
ran a
do?
100-yard dash,
Ooh, you were
and
fast. Yeah.
yeah, I was at one time,
Yeah.
not anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then I did the triple jump and the long jump, I think.
Okay.
So
All right.
yeah,
Very good. All right.
yeah.
All right. So any other thoughts about high school? Are there any certain memories that come to mind for you? Any like things that really stand out about high school?
About high school, I just I love that you knew whole families, We had this deal. It was part of being in Wilbarger County. It was called the Dones Picnic. And when I was, I think, going into kindergarten, maybe. So there's little Dones, little princesses, and then the Doan Queen. And Jonna Daniels was the Dones picnic queen that year, and
Wow.
Philip Graff was my escort. Anyway, and then just knowing him all the way through school, cheering
Yeah.
with his little sister Renee. She was on my basketball team when we were kids, and then on my softball team in the summers. And just like I knew her dad because he coached me. I knew her mom. Yeah, I loved knowing whole families, and just
Yeah.
growing up,
Yeah.
like that. It was a great place to be. So yeah,
Yep.
loved the senior play, loved speech, loved uh, all the parties at the end of our senior year. I was going
Yep.
through looking at scrapbooks just to kind of honestly jog my memory of what has happened
Yep.
while we were in high school. And oh my word, they like celebrated everything, like your picture was in the paper for crazy
Yeah.
things, It was a sweet thing about being in a small town. Like every time there was a senior party, they put it in the paper. Who was honored,
Yeah.
who attended,
Yep. Yep.
who threw the
And
party. And yeah, it was
yeah.
just really sweet. One of the
Occasionally they would
parties that my next door neighbor had for us, I had forgotten about this, and it was a mother-daughter tea. And so all of our moms were there and all the girls that I ran around with, which was really sweet, that we
yeah.
all we all liked each other and had a great time. So
Yeah. That's good. That's great. Yeah, I remember those parties. I can't remember we were at one party. It was out in the country somewhere, and we played games. And this is where I think why I get this moniker of best con artist. So we had a it was like a relay race thing, And at the very end, you had to have go up there and chew bubble gum and
Okay.
blow the bubble. Well,
Uh-huh.
I had gotten a piece of gum before, and so I was chewed it up, and so I was like one of the last ones. So at the very end, it's my turn to go up there. I put in the bubble gum, started chewing, and just blew this bubble real quick. And
People were amazed.
yeah, that and I think the adults there were like, "There's something fishy going on here. You can't." It was that hard, like that pink hard bubble gum that's kind of like a little
Oh,
Barrow looking
double
shape.
bubble,
Double
baby.
bubble, yeah,
Oh
yeah, that
yeah.
was it.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I remember that was one of them, and everybody was just laughing. I was cracking up, and
That
anyway,
is so
whatever. Good
funny.
times. But
Yeah,
I
for
feel like
sure.
such a kid in those that we were so young and so uh, well, for me, goofy, but
Yeah,
just
same.
weird.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But
hey, did you play softball after your senior year? Because
yeah.
I seem to remember I was in a co-ed league, and it seemed like the coach of our team, because I
Yeah.
remember Jimmy R was on the team and Chris Hudler, and it seemed like there were a lot of the Church of
Mhm.
Christ people were on there. And
People,
I
yeah.
think what was the pastor's name? I think he was the coach. I broke my ankle that season.
Don
But
Platt?
yeah, I think so. I think he was the coach.
Okay.
Wait, do you remember playing in that co-ed league?
You know what? I don't think I played in that one. I
Okay.
played on a team, we were called the Wild Bunch, and it was
Hmm.
Bambi Raider and Shelly Robertson, Deanne Robertson, Sherry Brock. It was older girls, but I think Shelly's dad was one of the coaches. And
Okay.
so she got to play. And so I think she got to bring one a friend her age around. And Leslie Lee and Leslie Young. I mean, there were some good athletes on
Good,
that
yeah.
team.
Yeah.
I was the catcher because I could squat. I was a good squatter. So,
That's the
that
best.
was
That's the
fun
best
to
place.
play.
Yeah.
I think we won like 3 summers in a row, won the whole thing. So
Wow. Okay.
that was fun. I don't
All
think
right.
I played co-ed until after I graduated from college. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I
Yeah.
thought maybe you were on the team, but I couldn't remember. I just remember there
Yeah.
were a lot of the Church of Christ people seemed to be on
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
team with me, and it was
That's
co-ed.
funny.
All right. So, in when you're in high school, did you know what you wanted to do when you were in high school? Did you have a thought, a vision?
You know what? I did not know what I wanted to do. I thought I wanted to be an interior designer. And I think probably because that sounded kind of cool. I didn't realize that you had to have any idea about interior design because I don't, anyway, I remember my dad telling me when I was about to go off to college, I think a teacher would be a really good career for a woman because I knew I wanted to be married one day. I wanted to have kids. And he said you had to have your summers off like your kids. And no matter where you ended up, they need teachers. And
Hmm.
so he was a pretty smart guy. So
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
I studied when I was in school at ACU.
Okay.
Got my education degree. Yeah.
Okay. Is that where you went right after Vernon to ACU, Abilene Christian?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Roomed with Amy Marshall for 2 years from
Okay.
Vernon,
All
and
right.
then yeah,
All
then
right.
moved on campus to a house, and yeah. So
Okay.
it was good.
Do they have sororities at ACU?
You know what? They don't have Greek sororities. They
Okay.
had social clubs
Yeah.
that you do basically the same thing. You have,
All right.
uh, do not
Good
proms.
stuff.
That was high school. You have socials and you have,
Yeah. Okay.
fixers and
All right.
stuff. So
So you
that
did all
was fun. I was
that?
involved in that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you like either a mascot or anything like that or drill team? Did
You
they
know
have
what?
that?
I was actually a cheerleader in
Yeah.
college for
Yeah.
3 years. Yeah.
Really? All right. What
Yeah.
was that like compared to high school? What was that like for you?
Yeah. I mean, it was fun. It was fun. I love being close to the action. I love football. And so it was nice to have a front row seat.
Yeah.
It was good to work out every day. The thing about it in college, you had a male partner, and so you did stunts,
Uh-huh.
and so that was fun. It was different. Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Okay.
good.
All right,
Had a
good.
great time. We had to do football, we did volleyball, we did basketball, so it was a lot.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
head cheerleader my junior year and ended up not trying out for my senior year because there were just a lot of things that it was very time consuming that I felt like I missed out on. Just fun, a
yeah,
lake
yeah.
trip all my best friends took, and my senior year I got to go. And anyway, yeah,
All right, great.
it was good.
All right. So, so 4 years of school, you get
4
your
years of
education
school,
degree. What
yeah,
what secondary, elementary education? What did you get your degree in?
elementary ed, and then all
Okay.
levels PE. So I
Okay.
thought, you know, and then I had a Bible minor, and so I thought that might open up some different doors. But
Hmm.
anyway, yeah,
All right.
ended up teaching elementary school. Yeah,
Okay. And I assume that most uh, uh, you know religious colleges there's some sort of element of you have to take some sort of Bible
yeah, yeah, you
classes
do. I
regular
think
every
you have to
semester.
take, seems like you had to take, I think you had to take 6 semesters of the Bible, and I think I took 8 and ended up getting a minor in it.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so, yeah,
yeah. I
yeah,
remember
it
talking
was
with
good. I mean, lots of things change. Math has changed, computer science has changed, the
yeah,
Bible has not.
no, stays the
So
same. That's good.
it was relevant.
Thankful that God is consistent. Yes.
Exactly.
All right. So what do you do after you graduate?
Yeah, exactly. What do you do? Um, I probably did the bravest thing ever and ended up just coming to Fort Worth. I had a friend who was going to work for Dillard's. She was a buyer for Dillard's, and another friend that was an accountant for Arthur Anderson downtown Fort Worth. And we decided we were going to get a 3-bedroom apartment in Fort Worth, and we were going to move here, live
Okay.
together. And I was applying for teaching jobs, and just so happened in the Birdville School District, there was a principal, sweet, sweet old man. He was like a grandfather figure. And he had gone to ACU, and he saw my application, and he called me before he even met me. And
Yeah.
after talking for about 20 minutes, offered me a job over the phone that summer. A lot of people have jobs before they graduate, but that's was not the case with teachers. So this was like July, and I had to be there the 1st of August. So I had a
Yeah.
couple of weeks to kind of wrap my mind around, okay, I'm moving to the city.
Yeah.
When I moved to Abilene, I thought, oh my word, I live in the biggest place now, Abilene, Texas. They had a mall in Abilene. I didn't have a car my freshman year. My brother was there, and so that's how I would get back and forth from
Oh,
Vernon.
okay.
But anyway, the mall was across town, but I couldn't imagine that I lived in a city with a mall in
Yeah. Big
Abilene.
time.
And then
Yeah. Yeah.
there was about as big a jump from Fort Worth than it was from Vernon to Abilene. So
Yeah. All right.
yeah.
Which school did you teach at at Verbal ISD?
I taught at, it was Browning Heights at the time. David
Okay.
Smith is the one that hired me, and the name was changed after he retired to
Okay.
David Smith. And then after I had kids, I taught at their elementary, which was Snow Heights, right off of
Okay.
Ruth Snow.
Yeah.
And kind of ironic, I have 2 grandchildren that are at Snow Heights this year, so it's very sweet.
It's amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That's great. All right. So you talked about you had kids. So how long were you at that school, or what was your career path?
My career, well, so I taught school, I think 8 years, and then I got pregnant with my first daughter, and I finished the year that she was born, and then we decided to try it with living on one income. And
Mhm.
so my husband had a electrical and lighting supply company. And
Okay.
so, building is always up and down. You just never know how
Yeah.
things are going to go. So, um, I was able to stay home for several years, had three
Okay.
kids, two daughters and then a son.
Okay.
And then when my son started school, I went back part-time and I taught Bravo. It was a pull-out program for kids with dyslexia. And
Hmm.
so that was great. It was right there at my kids' school. I could do like cooking and do all that stuff, laundry in the morning, and then I worked in
Yeah.
the afternoon. Then they came to my classroom, and so it worked out
Hmm.
well. And
Good.
then my husband was diagnosed with a brain tumor and wasn't able to drive for a season. And so I stopped at Snow Heights and went to work with him at
Hmm.
the business and
Hmm.
just kind of learned a lot of that. His father was down there. We had purchased the business from him
Okay.
in 90, the year we got married, but I didn't really know that much about it. And so the Lord was preparing me. I did not know to take that over one day. And so, yeah, it was going to be a whole new ball game. I wasn't going to be a teacher forever. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a
Is that what you're doing
businesswoman
now?
now, right?
You're a businesswoman.
I
Okay.
am.
You're dealing, wheeling and dealing.
No, no, no.
So what
Trying to
is
keep
your
my head above water.
what is your title there? Are you the owner,
I'm
operator,
the
or
owner. So the original business that we bought, my daughter and son-in-law purchased that. And oh, I was
okay.
so thankful to pass the baton on. It, it was a family business, just felt the pressure. My
Yeah.
husband had passed in 19,
Hmm.
and so like it was up to me, and I really felt pressure. Like you
Yeah.
got to keep this going. You got to, make a
Yeah.
make a go of it. And so the Lord was very gracious, and it is still going. But when my husband had hired my son-in-law after he had worked a few years. He had told him at
Right.
first, go get some experience and bring something to the table, and then you can come to work for us. And so
Hmm.
just see how the Lord provided all of that.
Yeah.
And then so they own it now. And what I have is
Okay.
just a service business, STF Design and Build. And it started out as like electrical service, but now like our niche kind of is lighting poles. And so a lot
Hmm.
of big companies in Fort Worth like won't put up poles unless there are at least 100. And so that's a big job. That's an
Yeah.
expensive job for like 100 lighting poles. But if they just need 40, like we go out and do that. And
Okay.
so you know, the Lord does provide.
Yeah.
I never thought we would be doing lighting poles, but we have a group of guys that are working and they're doing great. And we've hired our first woman. So that's kind of
Awesome.
fun to be, yeah.
Very good. All right.
Yeah.
And how long do you see yourself doing this?
Ray, it's very flexible, which I appreciate at this season of life. And honestly, after my husband passed away, I was so thankful to have a job that I needed to go to, needed to
Hmm.
see people, needed to get dressed, needed to,
Yeah.
just feel like you had a purpose. You kind of have to reinvent your life, So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
good.
I know some. How did you meet? Before I get to that story, how did you meet your husband? College?
Brent and I were at ACU together.
Okay.
And we had a mutual friend. We were in astronomy class. Astronomy was, they said, one of the easiest sciences that you could take at
Oh yeah.
ACU. So
Okay.
we were in an astronomy lab, and we're a lab at night. So we're looking through the telescopes, and a mutual friend introduces us and says, "Hey, Brent, this is my friend Star. I want you to meet her." And he goes, "Star?" He's looking through the telescope, he goes, "Star? I've been
Hmm.
looking for you." And he was really funny, and he wore Wrangler jeans. There were a lot of preppy guys at ACU. I could not take one of them home to Vernon to meet my dad. So Brent was great. He was just
Yeah.
perfect for me.
Yeah.
So
Where was
yeah,
he from?
he was from Fort Worth. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Oh, duh. Yeah. The business. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Makes
Uh,
sense.
So
All right. And so you had the reason I was asking that is, his reputation is very well received. I worked with a guy. Do you know Brian and Lynette Buchanan?
yes,
Yeah, they used to attend that the Church of Christ that's right there. I know it's changed
yeah,
names. the Richland Hills Church of Christ or whatever
Yeah,
it's called now,
that's exactly
Hills
right.
or
That's where I go.
uh, yeah, they uh, he and I worked together for many years with the FAA, and I don't know
I did
how.
not know that.
Maybe it was about the time maybe that when Brett passed, or somehow
Okay.
your name came up, and he goes,
Yeah.
I know them, we know of them, interaction through church and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and how just how great
Yeah.
your husband was in terms of his faith and his
Yeah.
community and just the
Yeah.
things that he did, and so
He
I
was
just
a
thought that was a
great
neat,
guy. I was very, very blessed for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
great. So anyway, and I know I got to meet him. I think it was at our 30th reunion. I think
Reunion.
he was
Okay.
there. I think
I
I got to
remember
meet
one
him.
of them. I can't remember which one it was, but literally, I'm ready to go, and he's still in there
He's
talking
talking.
to
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
So
Very personable, very
very
outgoing.
personable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
for
All right,
sure.
good. And so, if you want to, what would you say to folks who have lost a spouse? What would you, what words of wisdom or of comfort would you give to them if you want to share that?
Uh, that hopefully, if they know the Lord, you're going to see him again, and that there's a reason. I don't know what that reason is, but trust the Lord. He's loving, but he's sovereign. He knows more than we do. He sees things we don't see. And just hang in there because life can still be good. Life is still great,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
it just changes. And I
yeah,
guess that's the only thing that stays the same. It's things are always going to change. And
yeah,
so you just got to be roll with roll with what you're given and make the
mhm,
best of it. So
yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for that. Thanks for sharing. Uh, and so, when you were throughout your career, throughout your motherhood, what is being a mother and a grandmother taught you about life?
Oh my goodness, it is precious and
Yeah,
it is sweet and it's to be savored and it goes by so, so fast.
yeah, yeah.
So fast.
In a
It's
flash.
and
Uh,
the littles are just sponges. Like what they learn when they're little just feels like stays with them forever.
yeah.
And it's so sweet to see my girls and my son be a father and girls be a mom. And
Mhm.
so each of my daughters have four children. My son has
Wow.
two, so I have 10
Yeah.
grands.
Oh my
I don't
goodness.
know, but I bet that's a record in our class. I don't know. Six and
It
under.
might be. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
six and under. So there was a verse I was reading not long ago, and it said, the Lord puts widows in families. And I was like, you
Hmm.
know what? That is so
Makes sense.
true. Like I
Yeah.
had an abundant life. And anyway, it was very
Yeah.
sweet.
That's
Yeah.
good. And they're all close by. They all live in the Fort Worth area, North Richland Hills. Obviously,
They
your girls,
are all close.
granddaughter's still there. Yeah.
My son lives in Grapevine and he's the furthest away. So yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
great.
All right.
It's
That's
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
All right. And so are you involved in, I assume, in community activities, things like that with being a businesswoman, that sort of thing?
You know what? Yeah, some things. One thing I'm involved in, it's a non-denominational Bible study and it's called Bible Study Fellowship. And I've been involved in it for many years. My husband was as well, brought our kids up in it. They're all involved in it now. It's just it's a study, but I don't know, Ray. There's just something about it that I love. It just goes beyond church, like your community that you live with, that you love on all the time, because, heaven's going to be everybody that loves Jesus. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so it goes beyond just the people that, I don't know, go to your little congregation.
Right.
It's the bigger church,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. And so, um, yeah,
Yeah.
it's
That's
been
good.
really, really great thing for my family.
That's
So
great.
yeah.
You mentioned the word church a lot of times. I remember I was we were starting a new church development after I left that little church by your house.
Yes.
And this woman at work, she kept saying, well, where's your church? And at that time we were meeting in a school. I said, well, the church is is the people. And
That's
she
right.
couldn't understand that concept that church isn't the building, it's the people. She goes, yeah, but where's your church? I
Yeah,
guess the church is the
yeah,
people,
yeah,
She
for
had
sure.
a hard time grasping that concept.
Yeah,
It's got to be in a building, this the church. No,
yeah,
where do you go to church? Where to be with people, other
exactly.
believers, that sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So, so looking back, you talked about do you have interior design as part of your work too? Because you talked about wanting to be an
No,
interior designer.
I
It's
have
all
no
construction, right?
interior abilities whatsoever. But my daughter is very sweet. She is running the showroom at Barrow
Okay.
Lighting.
All
And
right.
so anybody that needs anything interior in
All right.
our families, Brianna does it. She's really
Send it
good
to you. All right.
at it. So
And it's Barrow Electric. Is that the name of it? Is
it's
that the name?
Barrow Lighting Supply.
Barrow Lighting Supply. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. All right. So when you look back on what you wanted in terms of, you knew you wanted family, get married, kids, wasn't sure what you wanted to do career, but your dad said, maybe a teacher. It
Yeah.
sounds like your life kind of followed that.
Yeah.
When you think of success, the defining success and what your definition of success was from high school and what it would look like into what success is now, has that definition for you changed?
Oh, for sure. For sure. I
So,
think in high school, you just think, you think about how much money you're going to make, what you're going to be able to do, where you're going to be able to live, where you're going to be able to go. But I don't know, Ray. I think there's just a contentment in where you are when you're older. And I don't know, 60s have been really okay for me. Not seems like all the striving and all that is just kind of, I don't know.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah,
Um, it's just a good place to be.
yeah.
Just
Makes
content
sense.
with the life that the Lord's given us and the family and the friends and the opportunities. And yeah, just it's pretty
Yeah,
good
good.
for sure.
Uh, have you maintained friendships with those in high school?
Um, yes, yes and no. So like when my husband was sick, I mean things just kind of like pulled inward. We kind of dropped out of PTA. We dropped, just things that didn't feel like had eternal value, like
Yeah,
just kind
yeah,
of pulled into our family. And but I mean, I think the sweet thing about friends like that is like when you see them, you can just pick up where you left off, like nothing has changed. Like
yeah,
Jimmy Orr is probably the one that I stay in contact with the most because we went to college together. And then I'm very good friends with his wife and watched their kids grow up. We did vacations together. And so some like Susan Spears, her husband, Michael Wayne, was hurt. I don't know, it's probably been 2 years ago. And he
mhm,
was in the hospital in Fort Worth. And she came and stayed with me for like 3 weeks, and
mhm.
her daughter, Katie. And it was like there had been no time, like we
Yeah,
just picked up where we had always been. And so it's very, I think, yeah.
yeah.
So do I call him every day? No. I ran into Carrie Smoker at church in College Station. I think we had boys at A&M at the same time. And, it was great to see her. And at the reunions, we went to Nancy Davis's house and saw her mom. And anyway, just,
Yeah,
it's a sweet forever friendship for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
So,
It is funny, I'm doing these podcasts, when I've even for the guys that I've maintained contact with,
right.
it is picking up where you left off, whether
Yeah.
it's been last week we saw each other or
Yeah.
last year or
Yeah.
20 years ago. I love how God puts those together to say, hey, it's just you're talking about the memories, but what else have you been doing? And so
Yeah.
it's been good to catch up with people that way.
Yeah.
So what would you say is the event or day that marked the end of childhood for you when you became an adult?
End of childhood. Honestly, probably with the birth of my first child,
Mm.
that really forces you to grow up when you have someone else dependent on you. It should have happened like when I went off to college,
Yeah.
and it should have happened when I was out on my own
But,
and, making my own money. It really should have happened when I got married, but we were both babies of our families and we
mm,
were both spoiled
mm,
and like used to things our own way. And until our daughter came along, it was still, I don't know. Yeah, I felt, yeah, I think you lose more of yourself when you
mhm.
pour it into someone else. And so we were thrilled at her birth. And yeah, I think that's when we realized we got to grow up. We're
Yeah,
raising
yeah,
this little human, so
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
That's a really interesting answer because I would probably say probably a similar, probably answer that the same way, I think. Uh,
Really?
yeah,
Yeah.
just when
You
our
and
son was
Catherine
born.
have two.
Yeah, we have a son. He was born in 91, and our daughter was born in 93. And they're both December babies. And so he was born 3 days after Christmas. So, when you're after Christmas, it's kind of a whatever, but,
You
and
always try to make it special for him, though, right?
we try to,
Yeah.
and he's not big on birthdays, so
Okay.
that's okay. But, and
Yeah.
my wife and I, well, I'm kind of big on birthdays. I like celebrating me sometimes, it's good.
I like celebrating you. I think that's great.
Yeah. But anyway, it is uh, it does make you grow up. And so,
Yeah.
all right.
Pretty daunting, isn't it? Like this human.
Yeah, it is. And I can remember thinking, oh, I'm going to be the perfect dad, and when you're not, that first day, you're like, why would they stop crying? And then you get upset at yourself for being upset that they're crying. Like,
Yeah.
why would I do that? So that kind of stuff, and you're like, okay, so now, okay, I'm already not the perfect father 3 days in, that kind of thing. You're like,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, life is good. What has brought you the most joy in your life?
Um, the most joy, I would say family, which is a gift from the Lord. Great marriage, you know, great kids that have grown up and married great kids and having families of their own. What a joy to see that. It's been
Yeah.
great having my mom move to Fort Worth and be with us here and um, just realizing how blessed we are. I think anytime you travel, I've had the opportunity to go on a couple of biblical study trips to Israel and to Turkey. When we were studying Revelation, we visited the seven churches from Revelation. And I think anytime you go and see other places, it makes you appreciate just how blessed we are here to be born here and, the opportunities that we have. And anyway, just anytime you go to other places, it kind of opens your eyes to reality and makes you grateful, thankful for where we are, where the Lord put us, because it could have been any place.
What about those other places that you say, like, we're thankful to be from here being the United States or from Texas or whatever. What is
All of
it that,
those in
yeah,
Vernon and yeah.
yeah, yeah. What is it about those other places that are different?
Um, well, I was thinking that about about Haiti. We went there on a mission
Mm,
trip and,
mhm.
just evil governments and
Just the
not
poverty
enough,
and
not enough food for the
yeah,
people that live there, no health care, no, you know. And in Israel, obviously, it was a beautiful place. And I think we'll all be there. All of us that know the Lord
yeah,
will be there someday, the new
yeah, yeah,
Jerusalem, right? But
yeah.
I I was thankful to be in a country where Christianity's taught. We know
Mm,
Jesus.
yeah.
I mean, it makes an eternal difference. So
Yeah.
just we're blessed.
Yeah. Yep. That's true.
Yeah.
Uh, all right. What is something about your life that maybe we don't see on the surface that you want others to know?
Hmm. Something about my life that you don't see. Ray, let me think. You don't see. You don't see how silly and goofy I am with my 10 little grandkids and
Yeah.
singing songs and doing motions. We just had VBS and got to be in there with four of them, and just
Yeah.
the silly songs and teaching them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's like you're one person when you're single, you're another person when you're married, when you're a mom.
Yeah.
Everything changes, I feel like, when you're a grandparent,
Yeah.
you're just
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
yeah, it's great.
I get to be silly. Well, I've been silly kind of my whole life, I think, but I get to be extra silly with grandparents as a grandparent,
How many do
grandkids.
you have?
We have two wonderful little girls. They're just,
Aw,
it's amazing, you know. What do your grandchildren call you?
I'm Honey.
Honey.
Mhm.
Wow. Now, is
Yeah.
that something that they came up on their own, or
You
did
know
you
what?
want that, or
Brent
did?
named me Honey. He wanted to be Papa Bear and he wanted me to be Honey Bear, and they
Oh,
they
sweet. Yeah.
shortened it to Honey. So,
Honey. Okay. Honey bear to honey. Okay, that's good.
what are you?
I'm Papa Ray Ray. And
I
Kate and
love
Catherine is
that.
KK. She's KK. So Papa Ray
KK
Ray.
and Papa Ray
Yeah.
Ray.
And sometimes it's just
I
Papa.
love Papa. Yeah, that's
Sometimes
very.
sometimes it's Ray Ray. But the little one she's not speaking yet. She's a year old, just turned a year old, just started walking, and so uh,
Now, are they close to y'all?
yeah, they're like 15 minutes away. It's my
Yes.
daughter's children.
It's your
Uh,
daughter's daughter.
yeah, daughters.
So
Yeah,
is your son married?
nope, not married yet.
Not married
No,
yet. Okay.
uh, but we're holding out hope someday.
How
Uh,
old is he?
he's
31?
he'll be 35. He'll be 35 in December. 35? You're born in 91? Yeah, 35. He'll be
Okay.
35. My daughter would
Where does
be
he live?
33. He lives over
I
in
have
the
I have
Dallas area.
several girls that I'm thinking about.
Uh,
Where does he live?
he lives over in the Austin, near south of Round Rock. I think he has an Austin. I think it's Austin.
Austin.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Austin over where off 35. And anyway, it's over in that there. He's probably maybe 30 to, depending on traffic, 30 to
Is
45
he a
minute
great
drive.
guy like his dad?
I think he's a wonderful guy. I don't know if
Yeah.
he's as great as me, but it's that's a joke, people. But he's good. He's a super smart. I
Okay,
think
we'll
he's
talk
I think
later
he's a
about a
he's a
couple.
genius. Uh,
Really?
I think he's a genius. Yeah,
Wow.
but
What's
we'll
he
talk.
do?
But right now he's looking for work, but
Okay.
he's just a super smart kid.
Yeah.
Way smarter than, not that I was anything smart, but I did okay. But he's way smarter than me. And my
Oh,
daughter, got her degree in interior design. Uh,
did she?
yeah, yeah. So,
Wow.
but she's a mom. She's a
Yeah.
stay-at-home mom, and
Hey,
just
you know
starting
what?
a
That's a
that's a big
full-time
job.
job,
Yeah, that's it.
24/7.
Yeah. All right. So, what do you hope that your life's journey, your story, what do you want people to get from that?
Um, I think that God is good, and there's always there's always a purpose for what's next, and need to just embrace where the Lord has you. So that's what I would say.
All right. And so if you were to write yourself, your high school self letter, what would you tell Starlyn?
Stop being an idiot. Just uh, uh, I don't know. I think maybe, Ray, one thing I teach in a navigating motherhood class to young moms and about disciplining their kids. And So one thing we always tell them is to keep the end in mind. Like, you keep the future in mind. It's not all just right now. Like,
Yeah.
what do you want the end game to be? And I think that's what I would have told my high school self too. Like, high school is such a minuscule part of your life. Keep the end in mind. Who do you want to be when you're,
Yeah.
30 years old or when you're 40 years old or 50, just in it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Good words of wisdom for yourself. All right. Before we before we end this here, I know you're a businesswoman and you're busy, a busy person. Do you have time to take the 2 minute drill and answer a
A 2 minute drill.
couple of
Sure.
questions? All right,
Sure.
you ready? All
I'm
right, you
ready.
just answer whatever it is, or yes or no, or
Okay, I'm
and
ready.
we'll go from there. Okay. All right. So you put 2 minutes on the clock here.
Okay.
All right. You can hear it. You can hear it tick tick tick. All
Dun,
right.
dun,
So
dun, dun.
all right, and there's no points awarded, and no money will be exchanged. Okay.
Then why are we doing this?
Because it's for fun. That's why. All right. And it's all about fun. I'm all about fun.
Okay.
All right. So is it pregame or halftime or postgame?
Oh, halftime.
All right. And
Halftime.
is it United Supermarket, Coy's, Piggly Wiggly, or Central Market?
Oh, United.
All right.
Honestly,
All right.
I look for United. So here they're called Market Streets, and
Yeah.
I love Market Street. It makes me
Yeah.
feel like I'm at home,
Yeah. I
Yeah.
understand. Uh, Rodeo or bonfire?
Rodeos. Yeah.
Dr. Pepper, Coca-Cola, or Pepsi?
Don't drink soft drinks.
All right. All right. That's good.
Sorry.
Journey or Foreigner?
Journey.
All right. Dairy Queen or Bevo's?
Bevo's. I
All right.
still have to go to Bevo's every time I go to Vernon.
Yeah, me too. Uh, Junior prom or senior prom?
Oh, I honestly, I guess senior prom. I really loved junior prom though because we got to decorate for it. It
Yeah.
was so fun. And
Yeah.
I felt like Wish Upon a Star. I felt like they did it just for me. That was our theme, our junior
That's why we
year.
did it. I don't know how we came up with that. Being the class president our junior year, I
You,
remember
it was
that.
probably you, Ray. Thank
It was
you.
me. You're welcome.
Yeah.
I'll take all the credit,
And then
not the.
rainbow, like, was my favorite thing my senior year. I had rainbows all over my dorm room. I had a dog named Rainbow. Rainbows were good too. So
It
they were
works
both
out.
good.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. All right. So band or drill team or cheerleaders?
Oh, man. I loved all of them.
Yeah. All right. Good
Yeah,
answer.
loved all
All
of
right.
them. I guess drill team, that was the only one I was a part of. Well, I was a part of cheerleading.
Cheerleader.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I loved them all.
All right. Osborne's, TG&Y, or Gibson's?
Mm. You know what? I'm gonna have to say Gibson's. I love
Hmm?
to go in there and get an icy, and we had a little lady from our church that made popcorn, and she would give us free popcorn every time we
Yeah.
went in there. I
All right.
still remember the jingle, Gibson's, let's stop at Gibson's Discount Center.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. Wow. It's amazing the things we can remember.
yeah.
All right. Running or lifting weights?
Hmm. I would have to say lifting weights. I am not a runner.
Yeah. Well, you're
And my
fast
weights
though.
are like 5 pounds
Yeah. Yeah.
each.
Exactly.
So,
The only time I'm running is if a bear is chasing me, and that doesn't happen too often.
same,
So we're good.
same.
All right. Miller's Quick Check or Allsup's?
You know what? I'm gonna have to say Mom's Minute Mart.
Mom's Minute Mart. Where
You
was
remember
that?
that one? It was right down on Hillcrest, and it was right
Oh.
across from me. Yeah,
Oh.
honestly, it
That
may
makes
have been
sense.
gone by the time you got there, but that's the
Okay.
one that we walked to.
All right.
Well, I would walk there at least twice a week. I remember I had a mini bike, and for a quarter, you could get a gallon of gas, 19 cents, and 6 pieces of super duper bubble gum.
Wow. Okay. That's
Yeah.
okay.
So
Good
Mom's
memories.
Minute Mart was really the only quick stop we ever went to.
Okay. Very good. All right. Let's see. Lake Kemp or Pease River?
Lake Camp.
Lake
Still
Kemp.
go there. Was there two
Yeah.
weeks ago.
Yeah, you had a place, didn't you have a place on there?
Yes, as a matter
Yeah.
of fact, we share with my brother, and yeah, my parents built a cabin when I was in college, and
Yeah.
I it's like some of my most favorite memories are
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like a house, right? It's like a brick house cabin, isn't it?
it's brick, but yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
that's what I remember.
it's great.
I remember Skeeter and I riding up on his boat to your place,
Yes.
and you were on the dock or close on the bank or whatever,
Okay.
and you kept looking, and I'm on the what's in the front, the bow, the stern, whatever that is.
Yeah,
I'm in
one
the
of
front of the
those.
boat, and I'm standing there, and you keep looking, and you're like, I go, hey, Star, and you're like perplexed, and
Wait, when
then.
was this?
This was like probably well after it was built, college years, I guess.
Okay.
And it came up and you were just wondering because uh I don't know who all we just came over to hang out with you guys, but you were thinking you thought it was Rob Bocart. From the distance, I guess I looked like Rob. I don't think I looked
Oh,
like Rob
okay.
Bocart, and you're like, but I guess he left or was up in the house or something. You're like,
Okay.
how did you get over there? That kind of thing. That's what you told me.
I was perplexed. I'm
Yeah, you're
always glad to
perplexed.
see you, Ray.
Yeah,
I'm sorry if I
yeah.
didn't make you feel that way. Uh, yeah, as a matter of fact, we just turned the garage there into a bunk room to accommodate
Nice.
my
All the
10
kids, yeah.
grandchildren. And
Yeah.
David Logston did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
He
right.
and my brother.
Didn't he and his dad build the house originally? Maybe? No? Maybe not.
Honestly,
Maybe not.
I
All right.
cannot remember.
Okay. That's
I
okay. All right. We're going into overtime. All
maybe.
right. 2 minute drill, going to overtime.
Oh,
All right.
so sorry.
All right. So you want Hardee's or Sonic?
Uh, Sonic.
Sonic. Okay.
Yeah.
Senior play or one act play?
Oh, definitely the senior play. I mean, one act play was for serious thespians. I mean, they
Yes.
knew
Yes.
what they were
Yes.
doing. I
Yes.
remember Susan Graham, didn't she have the lead in the one act? And it
She
was
may
it
have.
was great, but I mean the senior, I mean, was so fun. It was
Yeah.
just, yeah.
And we got to be in the senior play our junior year. The dancers. We were dancers. You remember that?
Really?
Yeah, you were not a dancer in the senior play when we were juniors. It was some Western thing, and we got to be backup dancers or whatever.
Interesting. I don't
Yeah,
know.
don't remember that? All right. Let's see. Okay, pep rallies or bus trips?
Pep rallies, so fun. I mean,
The-
don't you remember we would get out of class and nobody made us do anything afterwards? Like why we even had school on Fridays is beyond me,
It
but
was good. It was good.
so
Good times.
fun.
Cafetorium lunch or the off-campus lunch?
Oh, off-campus lunch for sure.
Pizza Hut or Pizza Point?
Pizza Point.
Yeah,
My
yeah, that's
brother
right.
worked at Pizza Point, and I mean, it was the best.
Yeah, it must have been
Creamy
after
Italian
before me.
dressing. Like that's where
Yeah.
we learned to dip our pizza in creamy Italian dressing.
That's where Donna Holland said you taught her that. And I worked at Pizza Point my sophomore, junior year. And
Yes.
I always wondered, like, why do people do that? I always thought that was weird, but I don't think it now, but at that
That's
time.
about right. We are weird.
All right. Putt-putt or the skating rink?
Oh, definitely putt putt.
All right. Plaza Movie Theater or the drive-in movie theater?
Plaza. I couldn't go
All
to
right.
the drive-in, Ray. Good girls did not go to the drive-in.
It's just a movie, Starlyn.
Just kidding.
All right. Pioneer or JVC or Craco stereo?
I don't even know what those are.
Okay. All right.
I
Okay. All
well,
right.
whatever comes standard on the car. I've never had one
I
installed.
think that's what Donna Holland said. Just whatever's in the factory, whatever.
Exactly.
All right. Okay. So last question. Would you rather have, if you were to get in trouble, would you rather have licks from a coach or would you rather have detention?
Oh, you know, I'd have to say detention. I
Okay.
would rather get it over with, but
Yeah.
I don't want to be hit anymore. So
I understand. All right, very good. Ding, ding, ding. You win. You get the pleasure of knowing that you got 100% correct. All right, that's what it was for. All
Ray,
right,
you're a
so
great interviewer.
I am. All
Appreciate
right.
you doing this.
Well, thanks. Do you have any other last minute comments, things that's on your heart that you want to just really get out, or any questions that you have of me?
Um, are you still working? Are you still
I'm
investigating?
retired. I'm
You
retired.
are retired.
But I
Okay.
do some contract work with this organization that does some leadership workshops. So I do, but
Okay.
just, a couple of workshops a year. That's all I do. And then this is what I do. This is my job right now. This is
I
my
mean, and
my
it is a
vocation.
job. Like it's a lot of time that you've committed to this. And thank you. It's like it's reconnecting everybody. So
Yeah.
we
It's
do
a labor of
appreciate
love.
it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the reunion will be different next time because of it, you know?
You think so? Oh,
Yeah,
okay. All right.
for
Well, we'll
sure.
see. We'll
We'll
find
see.
out.
That's right.
Well, Starlyn, it has been great talking with you. I thank you for saying yes to and agreeing to this and getting in contact with you again. It's been fun, and
It
I
has
love the way
been.
the Lord has worked in your life, and the
Mhm.
strength He's given you over the years for through the storms of life. Um, God is faithful, and God is there, and so I love the way it's worked in your life and how happy and joyful you are with your family and growing and. Uh, uh, I love that your mom is with you. She's always a great lady. And so I just want to say thank you for just having your friendship and for just having this time together. I really appreciate it. So thank you
I
very much.
appreciate it too, Ray. Thank you.
Sure. All right, folks, that's this episode with Starlyn Thomas Barrow. And we hope that you continue watching. And we'll see you all down the road. Y'all take care and God bless. Thanks, Starlyn.
Bye.
Bye. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of In a Flash, The Years Go By podcast. If today's conversation reminded you of home, of lion pride, or of a chapter in your own life's journey, you're in the right place. Be sure to subscribe, share the episode with another lion, and keep spreading that Vernon Lion spirit wherever you are. And if you'd like to be a guest or nominate someone with a story worth telling, reach out. We all would love to hear from you. And until next time, remember, Lions, Lions, we back you, says the class of '82.